All right, well, today I wanted to talk about how to deal with being ghosted and flaked on. Unfortunately, almost every guy deals with this at some point, and it's definitely tough to deal with, to say the least. However, I would say being ghosted is far worse than being flaked on. When you're flaked on for a date, you never met up with the girl in the first place, so from an emotional standpoint, it's a little bit easier to deal with. Most times that girls flake on a guy, it's because they're just not that physically attracted to them. Or maybe she is attracted to you, but another opportunity with a guy she finds more attractive than you comes up, so she flakes on you to go on a date with that guy. Now, there are times where something legitimate will come up in a girl's life, so she has to flake. But if she doesn't actively reschedule with you, the cold hard truth is that she probably just wasn't that into you in the first place. You may have met her initial looks threshold, but you weren't at the top of that list. Now, being ghosted is a whole different story and much, much harder to deal with. Being ghosted is something that can wreck your self-esteem, wreck your confidence, at least in the short term. And let's just say you go on a first date with a girl and it goes well. The conversation flows, there's flirting, and you guys kiss at the end of the date. And you text her the next day, and it's pure crickets. And then you text her a few days later, and you don't hear anything from her at all. There's a lot of nuance to why a guy gets ghosted. You know, if you have a first date with a girl and there wasn't any flirting, there wasn't any kissing, the conversation wasn't great, she probably just wasn't that physically attracted to you, and she ghosted you because of that. And the awkwardness of sending the "I didn't feel a spark" text, which could be daunting to send for a lot of girls, because basically what she's saying with that "I didn't feel a spark" text deep down is that she just wasn't that physically and sexually attracted to you to continue wanting to get to know you and go on a second date. The next scenario where the first date does go well and you guys end up kissing and there's a lot of flirting, maybe you slept with her and you get ghosted after that, there's a lot of reasons why this could have happened. For her to kiss you, she had to have been somewhat attracted to you to some extent. She definitely has to be very attracted to you to sleep with you. But maybe an ex or another guy that she finds more attractive kind of came into the picture after your date, and that's why she decided to ghost you. This happens a lot to guys, especially either an ex coming in or another guy that was on an app that she was really, really looking after. And what I've learned dating over many years, though, is that there's always a reason for why a girl ghosts you. It's never really random. It usually has to do with a lack of strong physical or sexual attraction, the vast majority of the time, but it's not 100% always the case. She could have found your personality off-putting. You know, maybe you had really bad social skills, or maybe you were just like a bad lay to her. Maybe she thought you sucked in bed. And being ghosted really sucks, though, because it's basically the girl saying that you're not even worth a simple text or explanation, and that's really brutal to deal with mentally. And as far as trying to avoid being flaked on or ghosted, there's a couple things that you can do to prevent this from happening as much, but it's still going to happen. It's almost inevitable in this current dating market. Number one, you should look smacks to the best of your ability. This would include doing soft maxing, like getting to a low body fat so your facial features look more aesthetic, building muscle and trying to get a V-taper, finding a haircut that suits your face shape, growing facial hair if you have a weaker lower third, taking care of your skin, and dressing well for your specific skin tone. This can all help improve your looks to a marginal degree. If you're balding, look into things like finasteride and hair transplants. If you're short, you can look into shoe lifts. If you have crooked teeth or yellow teeth, look into teeth whitening or teeth straightening or veneers. Bottom line is, the better you look physically, the less you're going to be flaked on and ghosted, from my experience. Especially before and during first dates, looks are so important. Number two would be focusing on going on dates with women that show you high levels of interest. Some examples would be women that message you first on dating apps. I mean, outside of Bumble, because they have to message you first. But women who call you handsome, or women that have pursued you in real life to some extent, or on social media. Obviously, most guys aren't going to have a high level of interest shown to them very often, I know when I was very overweight and balding, I literally had 0 women during that time period show me any significant interest, show me really any interest at all, to be honest. And if you focus on going on dates with women that are showing clear signs of interest, this will cut down on you being flaked on and ghosted as much. And that's where, looks maxing comes into play so much, because if you can improve your looks, even just by 1 point or 1.5 points, or in some cases, you can improve your looks by 2 points. This is going to help you find girls who are naturally more attracted to you and will show you those high signs of interest. Number 3, obviously looks are way, way more important than personality in dating, whether it's in the short term or the long term. But you don't want to have bad social skills. You want to make sure that you can carry a conversation well. You can lead a conversation, work on your sense of humor, and try to just be like an enjoyable person to be around in dating. And obviously, if you're like someone like Jeremy Meeks, you can get away with having 0 social skills, but you definitely need them in dating for the vast, vast majority of guys. You don't have to have some insane level of charisma, like a guy like DBDR, but you need to be you need to have at least somewhat decent social skills. Number 4 is try to avoid going on dates with women who have little interest in you. There are women that use guys on dating apps for free meals, aka the foodie date queens. If a girl suggests to you meeting up for a date too often, or is not showing signs of strong interest or flirting before the date, there's probably not going to be much when you finally meet up with her. So try to really just go on dates with women that show at least a medium level of interest in you. You can also suggest hopping on a FaceTime or a phone call before the date, so you can kind of, warm up to each other, and you can gauge her level of interest before you spend any money on the first date. If she's showing you high levels of interest, on the FaceTime, it's probably a pretty good chance that the date is also going to go well. Whereas on that FaceTime, if she seems like bored or she seems like aloof, the conversation is not flowing very well, that's probably what's going to happen when you guys meet up. Number 5, it's acceptance. You got to accept that there's just girls that aren't going to find you attractive. For whatever reason, they're just not going to like you. It could be a case of your height. It could be a case of your bone structure, your skin tone, your race, your phenotype, your voice. You need to try and accept that not every woman is going to like you. Even for myself, like losing a significant amount of weight, restoring my hair over many years, even now, not every woman likes me, and you need to try and be okay with this. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but sometimes, if you've done the looks maxing, you improved your social skills, you vetted girls for high interest. If you've done all these things and you still get ghosted or flaked on, you just have to be all right with that at the end of the day. I know it's much easier said than done, but that's what you just need to do. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to comment down below your experience being ghosted on and flaked on, and feel free to subscribe. Until next time, take care.